Group 3, who is your presenter? Start.
Good morning, everyone. Now I'm from Group 3. The topic that is given for us is constitutional challenge of balancing democracy and minority rights. Uh, so I will try to cover this topic in this presentation. And here we are going to assess the constitution of Ethiopia. When we say constitutional challenge of balancing democracy, specifically, we are going to see Ethiopian constitution and the minority rights. Now I am going to use one idea to brainstorm this presentation. That is, as you know, the word democracy means majority right, minority, majority rule, minority right. So here, this topic raised minority right in Ethiopia because this is very critical issue. As you know, in democratic country, majority have right to rule, and the minority uh, are under the rule, and their right is not that much considered. And that's also what we are seeing in Ethiopian context, and that's why this all difference is made. And I will try to raise the issue when I go through it. The foundation of Ethiopian constitution. Here, as you know, there are two types of federal system, and the first one is ethnic-based federal system, and the second one is geographic-based federal system. And as a student, we can criticize the federal system of Ethiopia. Which one is better? We can say something. As you know, we come through the ethnic-based federalist system that made, in my opinion, that made many problems in Ethiopian context because everyone, every ethnic groups are grouped in their ethnic base, and that is being the source for conflict in Ethiopian case. Now, as a student, I suggest a geographic-based federalism system because this encompasses all ethnic groups. Now, the geographic-based federal system is very difficult to apply at this time because everyone was grouped on ethnic before this time, and when we bring them to geographic-based, the bias may be made, but we made a mistake before this time. That's the greatest problem. Still, we are challenging with. The other one is principle of constitution. Here, the Ethiopian constitution gives constitutional supremacy. That means the constitution is the supreme law of the land. The other one is it is we have the religion and the government system is secular, and the other thing is the challenge in implementation. Here, what is the written and what we are doing is different. Let me raise one article, Article 39. That's the cause for many conflicts. ይሄ ምንድን ነው? ኢትዮጵያ ብሔር ብሔረሰቦች መብት እስከ መገንጠል ምናምን እንደዛ አይነት ነገር ይሄ ከሰክሴሽን ጋር የተገናኘ that's the reason is still ongoing for ongoing conflicts in Ethiopian context. So this is challenging our country constitutional system. The other thing I'm going to raise is autonomy and the national unity. Ethnic autonomy. Here, the Ethiopian constitution system gives right for regional states to administer themselves, to organize their police forces, and different. It gives different rights for them. In negative side, this constitution gives or brings the successionist risk. As I said before, Article 39 is as we can see this as example, and balancing interest. Here, even starting from small ethnic groups to the giant ones like Oromo, Amara, everyone has interest whether political interest, whether economical interest, or territorial interest. So these all interests should be considered by central government, and central government have a great role to balance these issues. Otherwise, this can be the source of conflict. Representation and participation. This one is also the great thing. That means every ethnic group should participate in decision making of the central government, of the national government. If this is not done, the conflict may rise between different ethnic groups. So proportional representation is very important thing in democratic systems. Since the system is democratic system, issues encompass all ethnic groups from all around Ethiopia. The minority participation is also the basic thing. If they feel they are excluded, that may cause the conflict. So this should be considered. The other thing is inclusive governance. This one is also including minority groups while at the time of decision making and at the time of just when the government plans to decide on national things, the government should collect these minority groups to take their opinion on that decision. The other thing is conflict resolution and stability. Here, as you know, we are following ethnic-based uh, federalism system, and so this may cause ethnic tension between the ethnic groups. Now we can see just the territory conflict between Tigray and Amara. Now between the Sidama and Romo. So government should take a great responsibility to resolve these conflicts in a peaceful way. We can use also constitutional mechanism. The great role is given for House of Federation to solve such problems, but I can also criticize them because the response is too delayed. Because of that, many conflicts are rising in different parts of Ethiopia. As you know, House of Federation is the representative of each ethnic group. So they have a great responsibility to make resolution, to resolve the problems, and to achieve the sustainability. The government should ensure that inclusiveness just to the to raise national dialogue. Let me say something about national dialogue. በአማርኛ የሆነ ነገር ብል ይመስለኛል እና አሁን ብሔራዊ መግባባት የሚባለው ነገር ማለት ነው። አሁን ለምሳሌ let me raise one example from international stage. I know the national dialogue of Brazil. There was national dialogue in Brazil, and that brought great change on the country. Each and every individual participated on that one. In Ethiopian case, I don't know. There is some gap between institutions. I think regional institutions even complaining this discussion. So it should be inclusive. Since it is national dialogue, every member of nation, include starting from the minority groups, even from the what can I say, from the Mursi, from starting from that, they are all are as member of the country, they should participate, and that's what I criticize on that. And navigating ethnic tensions, here we have written some practical examples between Oromo and Amara tension, Tigray conflict. That one is also the recent one. Sidama referendum. Let me say something about the Sidama referendum. The Sidama referendum claimed them as a regional state. They have get the being regional state by using the constitutional right. We can say because it is written on the constitution, so they used their right, and we cannot say anything. If it needs any amendment, it can be done by national dialogue if it is unnecessary. Yeah, the strategy of reconciliation is very important here. Building moral inclusive democracy, strengthening federal institutions, strengthening Designing the federal institution is very important to solve such problems. What I have reasoned before, promoting inclusive dialogue, as I said before, national dialogue is very critical thing, very important to unify Ethiopia. Constitutional amendment, if it is necessary, it should be amended. I believe that every Ethiopian believes that. So educational awareness and the programs are very important. I think some things are left behind because of educational and awareness programs. Towards a moral, harmonious Ethiopia, inclusive governance, dialogue and reconciliation, constitutional balance, fostering tolerance are very important things to unify Ethiopia. This the general idea of our discussion mainly focuses on constitutional issues, balancing and just such things to unify Ethiopia. Because of that, still I'm saying unifying. Uh, Lesson from our diverse democracies. I have laser, ethnic federalism, minority representation. Minority representation is very critical, as I said before. Conflict resolution, as we are diversified in different ethnic bases, minority representation, conflict resolution. Conflict always occurs, so we have to resolve that. Constitutional reviews. If it is necessary, we have to review the constitution to resolve conflicts, and that's what I have for today. Thank you so much for having this time.
Excellent. Very good. Keep you. Okay, just a couple of questions for you. The first question is what of what is one of the constitutional principles aimed at ensuring government accountability in Ethiopia? What is constitutional principle which aimed at ensuring government accountability? What which constitutional principle ensures accountability? Or which article of the Ethiopian Constitution ensures mentions the government accountability and transparency? Article 9, Article 10, 11.
Sure, I haven't really that.
Okay. Second question: what issue does the Ethiopian Constitution address to create a more stable democratic system?
What issues?
Does the Ethiopian Constitution address to create a more stable democratic system?
Okay, national dialogue, international dialogue, considering the minority groups.
Very good. Yes, correct. Okay, the last question is when was the Ethiopian federal system introduced?
It was introduced by 1995.
Very good. Definition. Very good. Thorough. Proud Shada. Shada, make it closer. Shada, what is just what is the key feature of Ethiopian constitution regarding ethnic? What is one significant challenge in implementing Ethiopian constitution? Thank you. Okay, what does the Ethiopian federal system grant regional states?
The right of self-determination, which I wrote.
Very good. The last sentence. What is your contribution to the making of the assignment and what things you learned?
My contribution in assignment is we divide Ethiopia and we make a document about it, not just a PowerPoint, but we distribute it to every
Very good. Proud Ula. Ula, very closer. What concerns are raised by the emphasis on ethnic autonomy?
okay, my assessment.
What
Secession.
the second question is how does the Ethiopian constitution ensure minority representation in national government?
There are reserved seats in the House of the Parliament in the Federation. I think
single word. A single word. How does the Ethiopian Constitution ensures minority representation in the national government?
by preserving the seats.
Seats, yes, proportional. Third question: what mechanism does the Ethiopian Constitution provide for conflict resolution?
Conciliation discussions, constructive discussions.
What event illustrated the complexity of managing multiple demands for autonomy? What event illustrated the complexities of managing multiple
There are
demands?
different events. Events of conflicts like the Amara conflicts and the extract.
Yeah, very good. Lessons. What was your contribution in the making process of your study? What were these?
In the group part of the computer, and I dedicated the rules for the group members, and I reviewed the document to make sure.
What what do you want?
I left
Proud Hassan. Proud Hassan. Hassan, you are very good. Thank you for that. What conflict indicates the severe implication of unresolved ethnic tension according to this slide?
Great.
Great. What are the three strategies for building a more inclusive democracy in Ethiopia? What are the three strategies for building inclusive democracy in Ethiopia?
Promoting inclusive, constructive,
Well, what else?
uh, strengthening federal
Better discussion, very good. Third one,
constitutional amendment.
the third question is what educational initiative is suggested to mitigate conflict in Ethiopia?
Implementing educational programs and awareness to respect for diversity.
Very nice. What was your contribution in making process of your assignment and what was
Yeah.
your contribution to the assignment?
Paper the building
What meetings you learned? What meetings you learned?
community
What we understand from the USA?
minority rights. በተበለላይ ፍጠር አውቶ ፌዴሬሽን ለፖርቱጌዝ ሲፈጠር ዮርክ
ፈተና ዳው ፈተና what was your contribution in the making process of your assignment and what you understand from your assignment?
I made the PowerPoint for the presentation and I understand that limitations are additional resources, political marginalization and other causes like historical conflicts are also need us to be exposed.
What lessons can other diverse democracies learn from Ethiopia?
Other countries will learn like balancing diversity, diversity like balancing the different diversity needs within the country with the
What is a continuously but required in Ethiopia according to the presentation?
okay, we should work on hard work on different portions
What are some causes of hidden conflicts in Ethiopia mentioned in the presentation?
like social conflicts are like competing for resources like land and other ones like political
Orange.
other ones historical conflicts.
One more question. What is one suggested address ethnic tension in Ethiopia? What is one suggested approach to address ethnic tension?
Okay, we have to work on conflicts. We have to resolve different issues are there in our country. So we have to resolve those conflicts
Resolution by what?
by doing different discussions with our discussions.
መንግስት ፕሮል መንግስት መንግስቱ question number 1, what is the role of the House of Federation?
The role of House of Federation is to mediate ethnic distribution between two ethnicities, and the other role is to support ethnic conflict and the minorities and interpret the constitution.
Second question, what are the two key elements for achieving stability in Ethiopia?
To achieve stability in Ethiopia, the first one is to have a inclusive governance, and the second one was to have a good resource distribution.
What can predict constitutional review help achieve in Ethiopia? What can predict constitutional review help achieve in Ethiopia?
The first one is to deal with emerging issues, and the second one is to have a good governance, and the third one will be to adapt to changing circumstances.
What is what
My contribution in the assignment was the first one was after my group members distributed the pages, I did my part, and I also made the groups, the topics come together and be a unified file. And after that, I made in person discussion, I made everybody to participate and talk about their parts very well.
what do you understand? What do you
The assignment, the topic or the general from the assignment, I learned that there are challenges in our country constitution, and how to deal with them is our job in the future. And the other thing I learned is about the ethnic conflict and how to resolve them. And I also learned about my part, House of Federation.
Raul Tolani absent. Raul Asaba
Raul Asaba. What is one of the key principles enshrined in Ethiopian constitution? Yes. What is one of the key principles enshrined in Ethiopian constitution? Self-determination and popular sovereignty. Yes. What are the concept of constitutional transformation in Ethiopia entails?
Constitutional supremacy means the constitution is above all the laws and the people and the regulations in the country.
Right. Okay. What is the major risk associated with the right to self-determination? Yes. What's the risk? The risk is what challenge does proportional representation in Ethiopia national government face? What challenge does proportional representation in Ethiopia's national government face?
Minorities might have less number of representatives on the House of Federation.
Okay. What is one of the aim of Ethiopian federal system regarding minority rights?
Respecting their rights, protecting them.
Very good. President Kapada. President Kapada. President Kapada, the first question is what recent conflict is mentioned in the presentation as the issue of ethnic autonomy in federalism?
Please,
What recent conflict is mentioned as emphasis the issue of ethnic autonomy and federalism?
Resource conflict, political marginalization, and historic
Conflict between which region?
Oromo and maybe Sidama, Tigray and Amara.
Sidama and
Oromo.
What was your contribution to the making of the assignment and what you
Uh,
assigned?
we assign the topics for each student, and I work with my topics and discuss with my groupmates.
What do you understand? What do you understand?
Inclusive governance is very important, and national dialogue is also the key.
I had the last question. What is the major risk associated with the rights examination?
Maybe it's up to session mandatory segera ketika pembentukan
Group 4. Group 4.